Hey guys, I can't see you. I'm not looking directly at you. I'm actually right above you. I'm driving. And for whatever fucking reason, I wanted to start recording. I don't know what I'm going to say. There's a lot of stuff, I don't understand. You probably can't hear me over the music. It's actually really loud. I don't know. There's some stuff going on in the world, with sports people, I guess. I'm not really a big sports guy myself. I have some favorite teams that I like to watch, but I don't really have any, I'm not a fanatic or anything. I'm not this kind of person who sits there and goes absolutely insane over sports. I enjoy watching them, but I find it interesting that this whole thing with Lance Armstrong is kind of taking the turn that it has. I understand, yes, performance-enhancing drugs, I guess it's not necessarily what you want to be relaying to your future, what do you call them? Future athletes of America and all that. But I don't really see the big deal. I mean, obviously, I don't support the use of steroids. I don't think it's a good thing to do, but I don't see why they treat him with such disdain and distaste when you compare what he did to some of the other athletes of recent history, I guess, that have had similar issues. Well, not similar issues, but have had issues with authority, so to speak. I love how I'm looking at the road and talking like I'm talking to you. Anyway, like if you take, for example, Michael Vick with his dog fighting incident, I personally, given myself, I would never have ever allowed him back. But he's back. He's playing football again. I mean, who cares, right? It was just dogs, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well. Or Tiger Woods. I wouldn't have personally wanted to see him playing golf again. But he sat here, he slept with 8 or 9 women, and then he gets back in. So in reality, he won. He still gets to play golf, still gets to make millions off of golf and tournaments like that. Yes, he doesn't quite have the reputation. He lost some of his advertising money, but he definitely is not in a bad place. But Lance Armstrong, someone who, in my opinion, has done more good than he did harm by using steroids, I don't know. Like, he started, the Live Strong Foundation or whatever, that, donates money to cancer research. I think it numbers in, the millions, every couple months, every 6 months or something. It's a huge amount of money donated to cancer research, and that's a great thing. I don't see where... That's amazing. And he survived cancer, which in its own right is a huge ass feat. And for all we know, if he did take performance-enhancing drugs, quote-unquote, i.e. steroids, those steroids probably had something to do with his cancer treatments, because they often give cancer patients steroids in order to for their body to be able to cope with the stress and the pain that they go through for chemo and things like that. Maybe that's where they started. Maybe he just got addicted. I don't know. I don't think personally that Lance Armstrong took these steroids in order to be better at what he does. If anything, I think he probably took them to ease the pain, because I'm sure he got addicted at some point. I'm sure he probably got them while he was doing his whole deal with cancer, and he got hooked. And that shit happens to everybody. I mean, you get prescription medicine all the time, and people get addicted to that shit. I can only imagine. Steroids are fucking like a bitch. They're really not easy little things to knock if you start getting hooked on them, I'm sure. It's probably on the same level as hard narcotics. And I can only imagine if you get hooked on that stuff that you're going to be doing it for years. On that same note, however, I don't understand this thing with it's not the same note as steroids, but it's on the same kind of wavelength that somebody did a lot of good, indirectly maybe, but a lot of good was done, and now they're getting persecuted for something that I personally don't think is a big deal. And that would be the Manti Te'o incident with his fake girlfriend and all that nonsense. I don't get it. I mean, okay, he has a fake girlfriend. That's great. Good for him. I mean, whether or not he knew about it, I think is irrelevant. I don't think I sound like I said irrelevant. No, I don't think he needs to be getting flack for what's going on. I think if anything happened from this, from what I understand, from my understanding of what I've read and what I've heard and things that I have gathered about this situation, he did nothing wrong. The only wrong that was done was a lie. The only thing that happened was people donated money to cancer research in her name. Okay, albeit if she's not a real person or she was not really afflicted with cancer or whatever that issue may be, I can get how somebody might be upset by that. But if you think about it, all it did was get people to donate money to cancer research. It's not a bad thing. Cancer is something that we can fight. Maybe not well, but with more research and more time and development, we might be able to completely cure it. So why are we making a big deal out of this little petty thing that happened with this fake girl, when in reality all that happened was cancer research got a lot of attention brought to it. I think specifically it was leukemia, to be honest, but I don't know if that really matters. But it seems weird to me that we're making such a fuss about little things like, oh, he lied, or he did drugs, when in reality there was so much good done by these people that, in my opinion, it outweighs that. I mean, I know, yes, in the sports community, whatever, they may never be able to be successful at what they do again. That being said, they were successful at helping people. And in my book, helping people is more important than making money and fame on a fucking bike or playing football. And okay, yes, I will never experience these things. I probably will never be able to get anywhere close to being famous or being rich. But that being said, I'm going to live my life doing what I can to help others. I have always lived my life that way. I've always been the kind of person who gives to others before I ask for something myself. Yes, there are times when I buy something selfishly for myself, but that's because, that's human nature. And I understand some people might find that to be, bad, to have that human nature, but I don't think it's bad to be a human, because that's what we are. We're people. And at times we falter, at times we make mistakes, and that's what these people did. They made a mistake. And I'm not going to fault them for that after all the good that they have done in the world. I know the Manti Te'o incident, I might be wrong about this. There might be things that I don't understand or that I haven't heard. But from my understanding of it, from what I've been reported to on the news, which, by the way, never trust the news anyway, but what I've heard on the news is that the only thing that really happened as a result of this was some speeches were made, some people talked about this girl, and the school made a public press release about it or something, and some money was donated to leukemia research. I think that's good. I don't care what you think, personally. I know there are going to be people who disagree with me and say that this guy should never be allowed to play football again, or there's going to be the same thing with Lance Armstrong. But I think they did enough good in their lives to deserve kind of the benefit of the doubt in this case. And yes, I might be wrong, and there's always that possibility. But that being said, that's my opinion, and I have really nothing more to say on that matter. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you're having, and I will see you guys next time. In fact, no, I'm going to put the camera, I'm going to hold it in my hands and show you, show myself driving. Not me driving, show the road driving that I'm driving on. And I'm going to find my way back home, because I kind of just was driving on the way home from school and was like, fuck it, I'm going to record. And I recorded this, and I kind of just started taking turns left and right. I know my way home, but it's just going to take me a second. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to put you in front of me, and you can watch the scenery and all that jazz and la-di-da. And this is probably not going to work very well since I'm using a tablet to record this, but That's going to be the thing. So, there's that. And I'm going to be driving for a little bit.